Can I ask you something kind of big?
Of course. Big questions are the ones worth asking.
If God really loves us, why does he let bad things happen?
That's the question every human asks at some point. Let's talk about it.
Sometimes it feels like if God is so powerful, he should stop the bad stuff. Like, all of it.
I understand. But let me ask you something first. Would you rather have a friend who chooses to hang out with you, or a friend who is forced to?
Well, the one who chooses, of course,
Why?
because that means they actually care.
Exactly. Love only matters when it's chosen freely.
But that freedom lets people do awful things.
Yes. Freedom can lead to beautiful things. Kindness, generosity, friendship. It can also lead to pain, selfishness, violence, betrayal. If God took away the ability to choose wrong, he'd also take away the ability to choose right. He'd take away love.
So God lets bad choices happen because forcing us wouldn't really be love.
That's right. The Bible begins this lesson in Genesis. Adam and Eve were free to trust God or walk away. God didn't create puppets. He created children.
But what about things no one chooses, like sickness or disasters or accidents? Those things hurt people too.
You're right. Not all suffering comes from choices. Some of it comes from the world being broken.
Broken.
Yes. When humanity turned away from God in Genesis 3, something happened not just to people, but to creation itself. Pain entered the story. Death entered the story. Things weren't perfect anymore. The Bible says creation is groaning, like it's waiting to be healed.
So the world isn't how God wanted it to be.
No, it's not the final version. It's more like a house under repair.
Then why doesn't God fix it now?
Because he's patient. He's giving the world time to choose him freely. When God finally restores everything, no more pain, no more tears, he wants people to be there because they want to be, not because they're forced.
But sometimes it feels like God does cause the bad stuff, like he's punishing people.
That's a common fear. But the Bible shows something different. Let me explain it with a picture. Imagine you plant a small seed in the ground. You water it, you take care of it. And then a storm comes. Wind, rain, lightning. The little plant bends. Maybe it even loses some leaves. Did you cause the storm?
No,
But you won't let the plant die, right?
I'd try to protect it.
Exactly. God doesn't send every storm, but he stands with us in the middle of them. And more than that, he can bring something good out of things that were meant for harm.
Like what?
The Bible is full of moments like that. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold as a slave, put in prison for something he didn't do. But God used all of it to save an entire nation from famine. Joseph later said, "You meant it for evil, but God turned it for good."
So God can take something terrible and turn it into something meaningful.
Yes, not everything that happens is good, but God can use everything for good.
Still, when bad things happen, sometimes it feels like God isn't there at all.
I understand. When life hurts, God can feel silent. But in the Bible, God never promises a life without trouble. He promises something better, his presence, even in the darkest places.
sometimes I've prayed and it felt like no one was listening.
Did you know that even Jesus felt that way? On the cross, he cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Even the Son of God experienced the feeling of being unheard. But he wasn't alone, and neither are you. God's silence is not God's absence. Sometimes he is closest in the moments that feel the hardest. Think of a teacher during a test. The teacher is quiet, but still in the room.
So when things hurt, God is still near.
Very near. The Bible says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted." God isn't far from your pain. He sits with you in it.
But what about all the big pain in the world? Wars, sickness, death? Will all that ever stop?
Yes, that's one of the final promises of the Bible. One day, God will rebuild everything. A world with no pain, no fear, no death, no tears. The Bible says, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes."
Every tear?
Every single one. Nothing broken will stay broken. Nothing sad will last forever. God is not finished with the story yet.
So, if I had to sum it up, God lets bad things happen because he gave us freedom. But he never leaves us, and he can turn any pain into something good.
You've understood it perfectly. Life can be difficult, but you never face it alone. God walks with you, and the story isn't over.
Thank you. That makes me feel less scared.
Good. Whenever you feel afraid, remember, God's love is stronger than any pain you will ever face.
How do I know God is really listening when I pray?
That's a deep question. Let's talk about it next time.